What's up, everyone? Today I'm bringing a deck profile on my Lyrilusc Brigade. Now this is the deck that won for the December 2020 voted deck thing that I do, and a few of the cards were really late and some other unfortunate things that happened, which I haven't really actually said what it was, but that kind of explains why the video qualities have kind of been a little bit down ever since the Avigishki deck profile. Hopefully it's a solution that can be resolved soon, but it'll probably be like maybe a month before that happens. Maybe, I don't know. It's a problem, but regardless, I finally got my Lyrilusc deck together. Now Lyrilusc is actually a deck I tried to build at one time, but back then I just couldn't figure out how to make it work. Mainly because Lyrilusc has 3 monsters, 2 XYZ monsters, and 1 fusion. That's it. It's really hard to make a deck kind of focused around that. Thankfully, in I think it was like Phantom Rage, the Brigade deck came out, and the synergy with Lyrilusc and Brigade is really powerful, and you'll soon see why. I might do like a little test, kind of like test hand thing after the video, maybe. Don't know. We'll see. But without further ado, let's get right into the deck profile. Now, first up, I run the 3 Mirrorless Cobalt. Let me zoom in. The 3 Sapphire and the 3 Turquoise. Now, Sapphire, when it is a special summon, you can add 1 level 1 winged beast type monster from deck to hand. Turquoise, when you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if this card is special summoned, you can special summon 1 Lyrilusc monster from your hand or deck. And then Sapphire, if you control a winged beast monster, you can special summon this card and 1 level 1 winged beast monster from hand. So they really work good with winged beast decks. And for a while, at least before like Brigade and Seamorphs, there weren't really many good winged beast decks. At least that I can think of. Like, yes, there's like Black Wings and Raid Raptors, but it just doesn't really work with those decks. And it doesn't really work with Seamorphs, with the exception of a few cards which I actually do run in this. It's the Brigades that really help this deck out. And one thing is they're all level 1s, so you do got some synergy with 1-for-1 and Link Rebo. Next, I run the 3 Brigade Nerval, the 2 Karas, and 3 Fractal, which I do not have. Unfortunately, like when I was getting my Lyrilusc cards, I was also getting some cards for some other decks. And fortunately, I had to kind of make a few cuts, and I ended up not buying the Fractal. I think it was like $5 or $10 at the time. I don't quite remember. But the Brigades have this really broken effect to where you can banish any number of winged beast monsters from your grave. Or, no, not just winged beasts, any beast warrior, or winged beast monsters from your grave to special summon a monster, or beast, winged beast, or beast warrior monster from the extra deck, or link monster of one of the 3 types from the extra deck, whose link rating matches the number banished. So like, let's say you banish 3, you can special summon a link 3 winged beast, beast warrior, or beast monster from your extra deck. That's pretty powerful. And not to mention the Brigade link monsters themselves are actually pretty good. So, and they do have like some secondary effects, like Fractal. You can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard to send 1 level 3 beast, beast warrior, or winged beast from your deck to grave. Karas, you can discard 1 other beast, beast warrior, winged beast monster, special summon this card from your hand. And Nerval, you can banish any number of beast, beast warrior, winged beast monsters from your graveyard, special summon 1. Oh, that's one I just mentioned. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Brigade monster from deck to hand. So, these cards are really powerful. How they have not seen competitive play is beyond me. I'm surprised no one has come up with some way to kind of like just fully abuse the Brigade archetype. I don't know if it was used in Zoo. I feel like it might work with Zodiac. I don't know. That's something I'd have to like try out. Don't know if I'll actually make a deck profile on it, but we'll see. But yeah, very powerful and work with the Lyrilusc very well. Now I also run the 3 Seamorph Bird of Beginning and the 2 Seamorph Bird of Bringing. Now this gives you an extra normal summon for a Seamorph monster, and as well, both of them can also special summon themselves from the grave. If like your opponent controls like less spell and traps or no spell and traps, which going first is going to happen. Now the one main reason why I do run these is because one thing I noticed with the Lyrilusc and Brigades is you don't need a normal summon. Like sometimes I'd be going through all the combos and whatever and be like, I have not normal summoned once. So I kind of have like these as well as like one other card to kind of like fill that kind of role. And Them being able to special summon themselves from the grave is really good for extending too. I also run the 1 Blackwing Zephyros the Elites. As I kind of said with the Seamorph monsters, I end up having like an extra normal summon, or I end up not even using my normal summon, so I can use it for like the Seamorphs or Blackwing Zephyros. I also run the 1 Mistfell Apex Avion and the 1 Mist Thunderbird, which I do not have because I ordered one and it never arrived. Sad. Moving on to the spells. I run 2 of the Tri-Brigade Standoff. This is one I'm kind of considering maybe bumping it up to 3, maybe. While you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monsters, you can send 1 monster from your hand or field to the grave, add 1 Tri-Brigade monster from your deck to your hand. So it's a searcher for Tri-Brigades. And that's pretty good because you can search out like your Nerval or something to kind of like work with Lyrilusc. I also run the 3 Swallow's Nest. Swallow's Nest, you contribute 1 Winged Beast monster you control to special summon 1 from your deck of the same level. So let's say you got you normal summon a Seamorph. You can use Swallow's Nest to switch it out for Nerval or any of the Lyrilusc. So it's pretty good for like getting to the one you need most at that time. I also run the 3 Pot of Desires. Oftentimes, one thing I end up realizing with this deck, that if I had more cards in hand, I could do so much more. Like, I'd be at a point where I'd want to activate, let's say, one of the Tri-Brigade Link Monsters effect to special summon a monster from hand. But I've already special summoned all the monsters in my hand, because they can get to the field very easily. So that's why I run Pot of Desires. Also run 3 Burial from a different dimension. This allows you to target 3 banished monsters and add them to the grave. Since you do banish quite a lot through the Tri-Brigade monsters, this allows you to like help recycle and use those effects again. Also run the 1 Monster Reborn because it's a Monster Reborn. Foolish Burial to kind of help set up the grave. 1 for 1 because there's a lot of level 1s in this deck. And the 1 Upstart Goblin. Moving on to the extra deck. I run the 2 Tri-Brigade Fairridgets, the Baron Blossom. Man, I feel like names are getting more complicated. But I do like the design of this card for reasons. It requires 2 Beast, Beast Warrior, and or Winged Beast monsters. Not a problem. During your main phase, you can special summon 1 level 4 lower Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monster from your hand. That's really good considering the Tri-Brigade monsters can literally just special summon this by banishing 2 Winged Beasts or Beast Warrior monsters from grave. That's easy. So you can literally get this card to the field for almost free. And when it's sent to the graveyard, you can draw 1 card and place 1 card from your hand on the bottom of your deck. Yeah. Next, I run the 2 Tri-Brigade Rugal, the Silver Sheller. Sheller has a quick effect during your opponent's main phase. You can special summon 1 level 4 lower Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monster from your hand or graveyard, but negates its effects and return it to the hand during the end phase. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can make all monsters your opponent control lose 300 attack for each monster type you control until the end of the turn. Not really as good except for the first effect. You can use it to summon, and when it's sent to the graveyard, you can draw 1 card and place 1 card from your hand on the bottom of your deck. Yeah. Next, I run the 2 Tri-Brigade Rugal, the Silver Sheller. Sheller has a quick effect during your opponent's main phase. You can special summon 1 level 4 lower Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monster from your hand or graveyard, but negates its effects and return it to the hand during the end phase. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can make all monsters your opponent control lose 300 attack for each monster type you control until the end of the turn. Not really as good except for the first effect. You can use it to summon any of your Winged Beast monsters or whatever as like a bit of a recycling. Also on the 1 Tri-Brigade Shrang, the Ominous Omen. If this card is special summoned, or if another Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monster is special summoned to your field, you can banish 1 card on the field. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Beast, Beast Warrior, Winged Beast monster from deck to hand, whose level is less than or equal to the number of banished Beast Warrior or Winged Beast monsters. The one good thing is that if you have Sheller already out, and let's say you have both these out, and let's say you use Sheller's effect to revive one, you can essentially banish 1 card your opponent controls. So, like, I know I don't run any hand traps in this deck because honestly I didn't really have the space for it, but that kind of little combo kind of makes up for it. I also run the 3 Lyrilusc Assembled Nightgale. I was thinking about running the fusion, but I ended up just not even running it. It wasn't really worth it. However, Nightmare has a effect where it can't be destroyed by battle. Well, you have to detach material to activate that effect, and it gains like attack equal to like the levels I think of like monsters you control. Stop that. So yeah, this card gains 200 attack for each XYZ material attached to this card. You can attack directly, and while this card has an XYZ material, it can attack a number of times each battle phase up to the number of XYZ materials attached to this card. And the summoning requirement is 2 or more level 1 monsters. So if you have 5 level 1 monsters, you can use them all for Assembled Night Gale. So it's a pretty good Lyrilusc card. I also got the 1 Recital Starling, but I don't really go into it as much. It's not quite as good. I also run the 2 Link Rebo because you got level 1s. Surprisingly, I don't go into it as much as I thought I would when creating this deck profile, but you still do go into it. So I run the 1 Seamorph Bird of Sovereignty for the whole Infinite Negate loop thing. I run the 1 Desperate Doom Eagle. It's good for like an attack. So as 1 Appaloosa and 1 Access Code Talker to finish things off. So let me know, what do you think of the deck? Do you think it's a pretty cool deck? Do you think it could be competing at high levels? Because actually, when looking this up, it has been competing at high levels. Not like a large, massive tournaments, but I have seen it getting some tops in like some smaller tournaments, locals, whatever. Pretty interesting. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video I make. Bye.